What's going on, everyone? It's Michael with One Mic Out. What I want to talk about today is something that I think a lot of us put off, especially those of us who were born in late 70s to maybe the early 90s, is our health. And hang on and hang with me for a second while I explain. When you were a kid in the 80s, 90s, you were able to, even in the early 2000s, you were able to look back and tell if a movie or a cartoon or something or TV show took place in the 90s or if it took place in the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, and so on. There was clear delineations between those decades that today, the if you look at a movie that was like, for example, Iron Man in 2007 or 8, whenever it came out, or something, Batman Begins in '05 or '06, whenever that came out, you look at that and you go, I know it came out a while ago, but if you look at the movie, you're a first time viewer, it'd be hard for you to go, oh, wow, that man, look at that. That looks so retro. That's so old. You would think maybe it was made yesterday. The only thing that helps discern, that we can discern and distinguish is tech. Smartphones didn't come out till like 2007, I think, the iPhone. So prior to that, it was flip phones, razors, and Blackberries and things like that. So you can tell by the tech a little bit, but by the way people dress and speak and their hair and everything, it's you really can't tell. And I think what that does is it taps into the psyche of those of us who were born in those decades that we still think we're young. I'll be 45 this year, and I still feel up here that I am in my 20s. And I think a lot of us can say that. A lot of us can relate and and we feel, younger than what we really are. And I think that's a good thing mentally, but I think physically it is not that good of a thing because now we're starting to think that we can eat the same, we can hang the same, we can drink the same, we can do all those things the same that we used to be able to do. But in reality, your body becomes, over time, your body becomes less sensitive to insulin and your body stores fats and sugars and things like that differently. Your metabolism slows down, testosterone drops, things like that. And the way we eat and we drink, we continue to do the same that we think we can. And then we feel shittier. I think part of that is due to that psyche of going, oh no, I'm still that age. I'm not saying you have to realize now that you are old. I mean, we are getting up there, and 5 years to 50. Geez, it's insane. But we need to start taking into account those little things. Like I've transitioned to, instead of doing a lot of heavier weightlifting, I've done a lot more, transitioning to a lot more body weight, taking walks after you eat, and making sure you get some cardio in, which I hate. Just things like that. Making sure you're not eating a ton of carbs because you don't want your A1C to rise and your triglycerides to rise and things like that. Excuse me. I think it's just something that it's hard for us to, we all dress the same. We want to look the same. We all look good. But at what cost? Because, hey, you look good today, but your kidneys fail on you tomorrow. Your liver fails on you tomorrow. Guess what? Game over. Those are the engine working components for your body. So that's just my thought today is really start to, don't be afraid to make that transition of a lifestyle. You can still have fun. You're still going to do your thing, but it's time to put up those childish things of thinking, hey, I can keep hanging and we don't stay out late, and as much as we used to. Sleep is a must. And I like waking up early. I like being a morning person. So maybe finding different enjoyments in life rather than what we used to, or buy a motorcycle. So anyway, that's my thought. What do y'all think? Do you feel the same? So let me know. Michael with One Mic Out, and we'll catch you with the next one.